Good afternoon, everybody. Here we are, Friday, 2 o'clock, and of course that means our next tile, number 427. What do I have with me today? I've got a lovely olive green tile from the regular tile mix. I've got a white gel pen I'm going to be working with today. Please don't think, though, if gel pens are not your thing, you've got to do the same. You can still use black on these tiles. That's absolutely fine. But I actually want to use a bit of ink with the pen as well. And I've got watercolour pencils, so a few different bits and pieces going on. I thought, give you a bit of a challenge today and see how you take that on. Are we ready for this? Okay, so I want something across the top there, and see, look, I've got a little bit of ink there. Don't mind, it's fine. Let it go with it. So across the top, I'm going to come in with a curve, straight in with my pen here, and I'm going to come in and do a little bit of a wavy line and down, and I think, look at that. Okay, it doesn't have to be the same at all on both sides, and I want to thicken up the edges there, and same on that one. I'm going to put some little dots in. I'll just zoom in and you can see that a little bit closer in a minute. There you go. There we are. See, little dots on the edges. Put some little dots around there as well. I'm going to sort of focus these sort of more on the top because there's other things going on the bottom there. Okay, so we've got something to sort of start us off at the top. So next thing, and again, as I say, I'm coming straight in with pen here. So a little bit further down, I'm going to work on this side because I want that to dry whilst I work on this side. So just be aware of that. And I'm going to create myself. So I'm going to take my time with this. Come around, not too wide, and down. So it's sort of quite vertical as we can get there, okay? And let's kick that edge out and that edge out. So then I'm going to put one curve, two curves, three curves, and then from there I can bring that line up a little bit and put some little dots going up. And from this side, not the same though, I don't want it to be exactly, this hits a little bit higher than that one, and some little dots going up. So from there, absolutely, Lynn, yeah, you do have to leave it to dry. You don't want to smudge this. Having said that, it sort of will scratch off a bit, but ideally you want to let it dry. Okay. And I'm going to come up this side and do another. They're all going to the same place. All going to the same place. And then again, I'm going to put a little line, some little dots going up there. Same this side, sort of part way up. Gives it a little bit of an interest there. Okay. So on the top here, I'm going to come in with a bubble. Okay. And then I'm going to join it to the top with a a line. Of course, if you want to, you can use a straight edge for this. You can do a wobbly one if you want. Well, I'm going to put some little bubbles on there. Change this up a little bit. And I want to put some little sort of stamens coming out of it. I know it sort of changes the flower a little bit, but we can do all sorts. Oh, South Dakota. And I'm sure we've got someone in from Kent, have we? And where is everybody from? You know, what is our geographical sort of... Maureen, painting flowers with what material? With watercolour? Or with actual acrylics and things? So putting these little shapes in. Because I've actually got my watercolours here. And I'm going to do a little bit on these. So, okay, so I've got these little... Daventry. Not heard. I've never been to Daventry. So many places I've never been to. Nor Northampton. I've never even been to Scotland. I know what John had family up there for a while. I think he still has. I think there's Cambridge. Oh, Glenys, is that nice there? See, when I've been to Lincoln, at the steampunk events, Lincoln's lovely. And it's actually not that far, is it, from Scunthorpe? Okay. All right, so there's another one. Oh, acrylics, Maureen. Yeah, acrylics, you have to work a bit quicker with them, don't you? Because they dry. They used to be called the poor man's oil because they weren't as expensive, you know, back in the day of Van Gogh and all them. You could mix them with a bit of water and they would actually do it a bit longer. Maybe I will, Deborah. Maybe I'll turn up one day. Be careful what you wish for. Okay. Same sort of thing, see? Here we go. Oh, Alice, Scunthorpe. Yeah, so we've got the same weather. Windy with blue skies. Bit of sun. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this side. Oh my, far north Scotland, Ballintor. I'll ask John if he knows that, because he's worked up there a few times when he was doing his contract engineering. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Oh, Gatwick. Oh, Rose, will you say hi to Sheena for me? I've not seen Sheena in ages. Say hi. Okay. All right, so you see, you don't have to put these in if you don't want to. I just think it's kind of nice to have something interesting going on as well. You know, bringing a few of those out. And again, I think this is a little bit longer now, isn't it? So I think rather than risk it, in a sense, I'm going to... Now, when you're using a ruler with it, take your time because, of course, you tend to just zip up the ruler. And then when you remove your ruler, lift it. Don't drag it off. Lift it. Okay, I didn't make a good attempt at that, but get the idea. And here we go, look. Let's put some little dots on there. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, and you see, yeah, I was there on Thursday. I'm going to do another one up here. I didn't spend long there, actually. Leslie and I had a wander around before the show. Well, before I was on the stand. And then it's sort of almost, you sort of look at the time, don't you? You think, well, am I going to get stuck in the traffic at tea time? Because I need to get back. Well, did say hello to a few people. Thank you, Rose. So this would make a lovely larger piece, wouldn't it? You could have lots of these. Oh, hi Viv, Northern Highlands. Yeah. Oh, it's lovely to hear where everybody's from. You know, I say when you just sort of sat here in your own little space, you don't realise how amazing the internet is, isn't it? That we can all talk to each other. And we've got something in common that we all love. And we can come together and do this. It's brilliant. You know, and the community, the Sanntangle community, you know, support each other and say hi now and again. You know, share what you've done. It's fabulous. Okay, let's put that up there, and I'm going to get another one. And usually we would draw a little bubble shape. I'm going to do that with pencil, but really lightly. So there we go. Now I don't want to have to rub it out too much, you know what I mean? So if you can get away without doing this, it's even better. So, okay, split it into, let's go for 6. They don't all have to be the same, okay? I'm going to put a few of these around. Yeah. So I'd go there, there, and there. That's it, 6. Now, if you can do this without having to draw them in, that means you don't have to rub anything away afterwards. So I'm going to put one there. I don't want them to sort of be over and under each other. It's more about, oh, okay, get rid of that. Putting them in a different context. There you go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go for sort of a fifth one here. And again, you could put as few or as little of these as you want. Oh, I'm going to use my other rubber, look. My tiny little rubber. Because that means I can get into those little spots. Okay, all right. So, coming into those spaces, now we know sort of what we're sort of looking at here. It's almost, I'm not going to put a bubble in the middle. I'm going to come around and I'm going to create like a little heart shape in each one, like that. Oh, Joanne, yeah, last week's class. Yeah, I don't always tend to do the whole class. I will take bits out. I thought maybe you could possibly work the egg out. And doing these flowers today, do you have an idea? The clock. Now, John and I have come up with a different clock shape. So we are going to be having them on Hobby Maker next week. But I've got something really, really exciting coming on Hobby Maker. If you're into your postcards, which I know you all are, then there's something exciting coming for that. Okay, so see little hearts in each one there. Seems so long ago now since we did the class. It was only like, Saturday, wasn't it? So, yeah, and of course, some of you last Sunday met Abby. Abby's going to do some work experience with us. So if you've seen a post from Abby Shaw on the Facebook Friday, so the Facebook page, then yeah, you'll have met Abby. She's going to come and do work with us. So I want to sort of draw lines onto these two. And again, if you wanted to, you know, you could do wavy lines. You don't have to do straight. Oh, Lynn, oh, I can't. I'm going to just hold on to it and savour it just for a little bit longer. But you're going to absolutely love it. Notice, look, I've turned my tile round because I don't want to be putting my ruler over anything that could possibly still be a little bit wet. Don't you all try and bully me. It's not going to happen. I'll show you next week. I think the hard bit is, I'll tell you the hard bit is going to be choosing. So yeah, okay. So I've got little gaps left, and what I want to do here, just to break it up a little bit, I want to come in and I'm going to put in some sort of little wavy dot and dash lines. Let me do one and I'll zoom in so you can see it. I think they try these things on every now and again, don't they? It just becomes a bit of a constant battle, but we get in there. We do take them off very quickly. Okay. Fairview, yeah. I don't see many, honestly. I think Chris and the team, they're very quick at getting it. But if I do see one, I'll report. I actually remove it and ban the member immediately. So, and they're not tanglers. They're not part of our group, and then they're not interested in what we do. They're just interested in causing distress and upset. So we need to just say, ignore it. Don't look at the post. Just report it. Okay. All right. So we've got these little sort of lines coming up. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm just going to bring a piece of paper in underneath my board because I don't want to get any ink on my board. And I've got a couple of colours here. You can use anything, really. I've got a couple of my, look, I do like my colour clouds. I don't have every colour, but here we go. That's the colours I've got. All right, I've got Bright Sunshine and, oh, it's not right. There you go. Tangy Tangerine. And my aim here is Not really to sort of completely cover, there you go, I'm just using my little brush, look, the whole tile. But what I want to do, make sure it's dry, is I want to sort of touch the white of the pen that we've used. Okay, so just a gentle sort of touch. And it is going to go on the tile, so I'm not so worried about that. But I want to sort of change the colour of my ink a bit. So let's bring a bit of that orange in. So just a light touch. And it's sort of kind of just adding a little bit of colour in there. I'm going to, actually I might bring a little bit more. What have I got here? I've got, blush pink. Look at that. Bit of blush pink just on that edge. So you see my white pencil now is not, or my white pen is not so white anymore. It's been inked and coloured into all different things. Look at that. So it's a little more subtle. Let's put my lids on there. Now what I want to do is bring some colour in. Hi Leslie. Leslie, they're bullying me. They want me to show them different bits and pieces, and I'm not doing it. Not doing it. All right, so what have I got here? I've got some colours that are reminiscent of those. So yeah, my colours. Here we go. Oh, they're quite neon almost. So I've got number 13, that bright pink. Number 6, number 34. And I've got number 5. Okay. See, Leslie says it's not allowed. All right, okay. I don't know why it's a little bit blurred today. I don't know what's going on there. I do apologise. Okay, got the idea? There you are. So, being that I've got some pink here. Dobby's sort of he's been on the phone a bit to his cousin. His cousin's sort of almost in the country. He's been backpacking from Eastern Europe for quite a while now. I think he's been putting a thumb out and hoping for a lift. So Dobby's been quite worried about him. Okay, you see? All right. I don't know why I say it's a little bit blurred. I do apologise. But you can see what I'm doing there is adding a little bit of colour just in that top edge. And this is my watercolour pencils. So let's do a little bit of orange here. So I'm sort of coming around this top area. Now, of course, if you were going to use your regular Tortillon and you didn't want to use colour, this is still where you would put your colour, or your pencil. And then, of course, you'd use the Tortillon to blend it out. So let's use some yellow here. So it's just adding a little bit in there. So again, it's taking away that little bit of that green. Putting that in. Choose a bit of this orange, some of these, some of those larger bits. So again, you know, you could have done this all in blues if you wanted. It would be whatever colour goes. Okay, so I need a colour for these. I think I'm going to come in with sort of a magenta-y colour. What number is that? 29. And add a little bit in the middle of those. Let's see. Let's go in a little bit more. Nope, give me a second. Oh, do you know? Go. And into those. Oh, Lynn, I had that problem the other day losing comments. It's about swiping one side or the other. And my comments came back. Once I'd worked out which way to swipe, which was Leslie thought was highly hilarious. Okay. So, once I've done this, I'm going to bring my brush in. Have a look what I've got here. And a little bit of water. I'm not going to overdo the water. Ooh. Yeah, try swiping the other way, Lynn. That's what I was doing. All right. So here we go. Just going to touch in. My brush is a bit bent after it's been in my case for a while. Just going to drag the colour down a little bit. So I'm not trying to move it completely everywhere. It's almost just touching it and pulling it, giving it a little bit of movement. Okay. There you go. A little bit of water, dry it off, so I'm not using much water at all. And so coming around this top edge, look, and then pulling it down. And again, if you're going to use your Tortillon, you would be softening that pencil and not trying to drag it all the way across your page, just as normal. To this one, I'm going to see this one as much because there's a bit of yellow ink here and it almost matches the colour there. And then I'm going to just sort of drag that out a little bit as well into each petal. And into there. And it wanders around. So, busy weekend this weekend. I know we've got no classes here, but I'm actually still working on projects. I've got a fair bit of sewing to do actually. I'd like to finish my quilted jacket. I need to make some half square triangles. I'm about 20 short. Which is putting me off, I think, at the minute because I've got to get all the fabrics out. Because I'm working on a couple of other bits and pieces. I know some of you were talking about different coloured fabrics for a particular pattern. And you gave me some suggestions, so I'm working on those. And I'm going to work on a quilt using them. I've got quite a few colours, so that should be quite nice. And then, of course, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a little bit of... Bring a bit of that in here actually. See, if I want a bit of detail, I can always come back in and touch that one. Don't want that much. I'm going to put it in there. That's a bit. Look how that brings a bit of detail in. So yeah, so tomorrow, is it 3 o'clock, Chris? I think it was 3. I'm going to be using the Fairy Set 2, which, to be honest, we've not got many left. We're going to... They're almost at the point where we're going to discontinue them. So I'm going to show you how to use them and give you a last chance to get hold of them if you want them. And I'm going to mix it with the Getting Creative with Your Frames Book 3. Just kind of showing you how you can do something a bit different and make your own little pictures up and things. So that's tomorrow. And then my mum's coming over on Sunday. So there you go. So let's have a little look at this. So as far as a tile's concerned, we'd normally bring some pencil in here. I think I'm going to do that just across that top area. But I'm not going to bring in, I'm going to bring in my regular pencil. Ever so gently underneath that line there. I'll zoom in again in a minute so you can sort of see where I'm going. There we go. It's lovely, isn't it? Do you think that was a green tile? There you go. A little bit of pencil. And then coming in with my Tortillon, I'm going to soften it off. It'd be nice to make something a little bit bigger with this design, wouldn't it? Maybe that's your intentions this weekend, just to create something there. So then, yeah, Facebook Live. I'm doing a Facebook Live tomorrow using the Fairies Set 2 and the Getting Creative with Your Frames Book 3. Just to sort of show you how you could mix things up, really, and change things about a bit. I'm going to come back in, and just pick on, let's just make sure it's working again. A couple of those larger bits. Just want to see it almost bring a little bit of a middle in there. There's nothing stopping you going back in, see, and adding. Just make sure, of course, your pencil's dry before you start. Some little dots on those. There we go. Last thing to do, signature. There we go. And there is our tile for Friday.